You know, I count shit in the Elder Scrolls series to be some of my favorite games ever. Bug-filled adventures with addictive role-playing elements and big-ass open worlds that are ripe for exploration. To me, being able to create a character that you can call your own with fuckloads of customization and the ability to explore a giant-ass plot of land that has tons of shit to do that isn't fucking copy and paste monotonous stomach-churning bullshit is all that a rapidly aging millennial can ask for. And despite my resentment for garbage like Starfield, I do have a soft spot for Bethesda-esque games, which is why I was pleasantly surprised when I played the demo for Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. It's like, fuck, I mean, we ain't getting another Elder Scrolls game until who the hell knows when, so fuck it. Let's give this shit a shot. And you know what? Dare I say that the game is actually better than Bethesda's shit in a lot of areas. It still has some jank to it, and there are bugs in the game, but fuck is it good, and it definitely hits the same familiar feeling of stuff like Oblivion and Skyrim. And can you believe that this game isn't $70 either? Like, holy shit. Now, if you're wondering what the fuck Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon is, it's an open-world action RPG. The setup of the game isn't far off from the previously mentioned Elder Scrolls games, right down to starting off in a fucking prison. You play as a character you create who's bound to the soul of King Arthur, with the outcomes of the game coming from choices that you make along the way. It's a pretty in-depth game with lots of builds and shit, so you can make a character that's more suited to whatever the fuck playstyle you want. I personally built a magic swordsman kind of dude, though it eventually evolved into me just whacking shit with a club while casting fireballs. Probably wouldn't do this again if I made another character, but fuck it. I wanted to blow shit up. I think if I end up going through this game again at any point, I'd probably focus on doing some kind of fantasy sword and shield kind of shit. Though I guess you don't really need to, since the game doesn't have a level cap, and you do have the ability to swing through it again with the new Game Plus. And since you could transmog the appearance of your armor and shit, it isn't like you can't go around swinging a fucking sword while wearing a robe or whatever, whenever you please. You have the option to be whatever you want to be in Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon, so that's what matters the most. But other than that shit, like I said, game is pretty much an Elder Scrolls like. Combat, gathering, everything is almost identical in some way. Right down to that shitty ass lockpicking minigame and horrible horse riding that gives Bethesda a run for its money is some of the worst that I've seen. I played this son of a bitch on a controller, and I swear to God, the controls on the horse made me so fucking sick that I made the smart decision to not bother with these abominations at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, these particular aspects of the game, along with some of the bug quests, suck ass crack, but the game is still superb enough in every other area to overlook any of its rugged edges and flaws. And really, at this point, I just have to give praise to everything in the game's world, as well as the crazy nighttime where the weird shit starts happening and the enemy encounters feel a lot tougher. And in general, the world itself feels methodically designed to the point of making adventuring feel satisfying as all hell when you're out busting ass. I mean, I was still in Act 1 when I came to the conclusion that the game was so fun to play that it was an immediate 10 out of 10 in my book. And this was outside of the main questline that I didn't even touch much of because I was too enamored by doing side quests that involved shit with a hot bee chick, some druid asshole who was chilling out near a beach begging for food, and another with this fucking guy who looks like August the Duck, who is sick of his wife so much that he fucking ran away faking his own kidnapping just to get the hell away from her. Maybe the presentation isn't some grand top of the line shit, but the game is still an absolute gem, and there's loads of enough content in the game and places to explore for anyone starving for a good Bethesda-like game to give it a shot. I don't know who the fuck Questline or Awakened Realms are, but dude, if you're gonna make games like this, I'll eat them the fuck up like a nasty ass hog any day of the week. So that's how I'm gonna end this video. Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon is one of the best games that I've ever played. It's a little rough around the edges, but it gives other companies, including the one where it was clearly inspired from, a run for its money and even surpassing in many ways. I played The Outer Worlds 2 not that long ago, and I had fun with that game for a bit, but this game shits on that, and also the previously released dog shit shovelware that Obsidian released called Avowed. It's such a fucking night and day comparison between these two. And when you add in the fact that Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon is a budget title with this much quality, this much variety in content, and this much replayability with countless potential for builds and other shit, I see nothing but a game that deserves both DLC and sequels. I know I'd fucking eat that shit up. I couldn't give two fucks about what happens with Avowed, yet with Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, I'm interested in seeing what kinds of updates and things happen with the game. And if Bethesda isn't gonna bother giving us another Elder Scrolls game since they're too busy jerking off with Starfield, then fuck it. Someone else has to fill the void. And with that, I applaud this game and give it 2 thumbs up. So now if you'll excuse me, I got a hot bee waifu that I need to properly satisfy by delivering some webs.